myself situated, why don't we go through the panel, say your name, AP classes you're taking, college major if you have one yet, and an activity or sport that you're in. And we will start right here. We'll just go straight down.
Okay. My name is Elena. I'm a sophomore and I'm taking AP Spanish right now. I'm also in teamASAP, Society of Hispanic Engineers, Community Service Club, and Ambassadors.
Hi, I'm Logan Singer. I'm a junior in high school right now. I'm taking AP Chemistry and AP US History, and I'm in teamASAP, and I do track and field and cross country.
I'm Izzy Bavis. I'm a junior. I'm in A-Push and AP Lean Comp. I'm also in AP Bio, and I took AP Gov last year. And I'm involved with YAMO and debate and ambassadors in teamASAP.
Hi, my name is Lorianne Panay. I'm a senior right now. AP classes right now. I'm in 4 Chem Phys, took 3 Chem Phys last year. I took French last year and English last year. And this year I'm taking psychology and AP calculus. I played volleyball. I played soccer and track. I'm in teamASAP, Community Service Club, WISTEM, and that's it, yeah.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Lane Murcia. I take AP US History and 3 Chem Phys. I am part of teamASAP, Society of Hispanic Professional Engineers, Ambassadors. I used to play tennis.
Hi, I'm Jordan Wallace. I'm currently a senior, and I have taken 1 and 2 AP Spanish, AP English, 3-4 Chem Phys, and AP Art Studio, and AP Calculus now. And I'm involved in teamASAP, and yeah, that's me.
Hi. Hi, my name is Tamara Young. Anyway, I'm a senior as well. Yay, high school 17. Last year I took AP US History and AP Physics, and this year I'm taking AP. Oh, shout out Miss Casamino, she's somewhere here. Hi, Miss Casamino. This year I'm taking AP Chem and AP Calc. Yeah. I'm involved when I have time in teamASAP, and I do like poetry club and louder than the pond. But yeah.
Hi, I'm Jose. I'm also a junior. I'm currently taking literature and composition and AP Heritage Spanish with also language and composition for the Spanish. I'm also involved in SHIP, which is like the Society of Hispanic Professional Engineers. I'm the treasurer for that club. And ambassadors and Dreamers Club, which is like, once a week kind of thing. And teamASAP.
Very busy panel, as you can tell. So I have a question. How did you find out about AP courses? I mean, did you sit in this audience? Did you find out from a counselor? Did you find out from your dad, Isabel? And how did you decide to take them? So how did you find out? What was your awareness? And then at what point did you make the decision? And we'll just do 1 or 2 per question. So if somebody wants to jump in.
Well, I have 3 older siblings, so I guess at a younger age I was kind of exposed to the idea of an AP class, as well as my parents have always kind of encouraged me to be able to push myself, so that really helped a lot. But I guess being exposed to all of the AP classes, it was more my counselor who showed me all of the variety of classes that I had here, and then I guess in the end I decided which AP class suited me best.
Hi. Okay, so personally for me, I wasn't really aware of AP classes. I'm from Chicago, so I didn't really have the chance to come, be invited to any of these little speeches, I guess, telling me what AP is about. So I never got the chance to sit here and learn about these AP classes at ETHS. So I wasn't really aware of any AP classes until literally I was picking my classes for junior year, and my counselor was like, "Hey, I'm gonna push you." And I'm like, "Wait a minute, hold on, it's time out." And she's like, "No, I'm gonna push you because I think you can do this and the other." And literally I'm like, "Well, I like this, I like science and stuff like that." So she's like, "Okay, you're taking this class." And she literally just pushed me. And I'm really glad that she did that, because if she wouldn't have done that, I wouldn't have known about AP classes, and I wouldn't have challenged myself as much as I did.
Thanks. So now I'm going to take you into the AP class, right? What is the AP experience like when you're AP first timer?
So for me, when I took AP Go last year, and that was my first AP class, and what I found was that it's just like you really have to pay attention, because like freshman and sophomore year, like you can kind of like half pay attention and like make it through the class, but what I found is that you really have to be attentive and like take notes and be prepared for the tests when they come up, because the hardest part is like the tests at the end, and especially the AP exam. So like if you just focus, you will be able to do it. It's not impossible.
I also thought my first AP experience was kind of a struggle. It's challenging in the sense that you get a lot more work. It moves at a faster pace, and also it's just kind of hard to kind of make that adjustment at home, having more homework, kind of balancing life and school. It's a different level and a different speed to get adjusted to. So it can be hard, but with different supports like teamASAP or study groups, it's something that I think everyone can kind of get through and excel in.
So I'm a big fan of the hero story, and to have a hero story, you have to have a challenge, right? So I'd like to know what the biggest challenge is in regard to AP and how you overcame that challenge.
Okay, so for me, my biggest challenge so far was definitely ChemPhys junior year. So I took ChemPhys sophomore year, and I did okay. It was my first, like, it wasn't an AP class, but ChemPhys is combined class, it's chemistry and physics, so I was taking 2 sciences at a time, and that was really challenging for me, but it wasn't extremely challenging. And then I decided to take it again junior year, and first semester I almost instantly regretted it. I thought coming from to ChemPhys, I thought that if I did the same thing I did last year, I would like get the same grades. That did not work out. My grade just kept decreasing, because you start out the year with 100%, and then as the grades keep going and the grades keep getting put in, your grades can either stay at that percentage or drop. And my grade was just at a constant downfall. It just kept going down and down, and I think I got like a D one time, and it was a D for a whole quarter, and I was freaking out because I'm a student who, I'm not extremely, like, I don't get like straight A's, but I don't get D's or C's either. So when I got that D for the first time, I was crying. I cried so much. And it wasn't like pity crying, like I'm stupid, like I don't know what I'm doing. It's like crying, like I don't know what to do. I felt helpless. So I talked to my teachers about that. I talked to my mom, and I figured something out. I was like, I'm stuck in this, I'm not stuck, but I'm like, I have this contract, I can't drop ChemPhys. I didn't want to drop ChemPhys because I wanted to like finish this challenge. I signed this contract saying that I was gonna take this class and succeed in it, and I wanted to do that. So I talked to my teachers, both my teachers, I talked to my mom, I talked to my counselor, teamASAP, I complained to a lot of people about it. And I finally, after a lot of hard work, I studied every day, all the time. I studied during winter break, any break that I had, I was studying with someone. I got a private tutor, not private, but my mom's friend tutored me. I got a school tutor, I got a student tutor. I think I had like 3 tutors in total. And then I used YouTube, I used Khan Academy, I used so many sources, so many different resources. And finally, I think I graduated. I got second semester, I got an A in the class, so that was like the yeah, it was a struggle. It was very, very hard, and I think that was like the hardest thing I've ever had to deal with. And I don't regret taking ChemPhys anymore. And I think that this is even now my grades are still not like perfect, but even when they do fluctuate like that, I know I remind myself that I did this once and I can do it again. So that's basically my story. Yeah.
Wow, okay, so anybody else wanna, no? Okay, we'll move on. Thank you so much for sharing, I really appreciate it. Why are AP classes important? I think, there's a lot, we heard heard from Miss Airy, and we hear from, as a parent, I know I have a view as a parent, and then I have a view as an administrator at the school who works with a lot of students, and I've looked at a lot of data, but as a student, what's your takeaway? Why are AP classes important?
I think it's extremely important to challenge yourself, especially in a subject that you're very interested in. For example, I'm really interested in science, so I took Compass this year, and I think next year I'll take like AP Bio. And also, if there's a certain level that you've gotten to and you can't go further, there's always you can find an AP class that goes along with that. And for example, I grew up in Mexico and knew Spanish, so I reached a level where I could do AP Spanish sophomore year, and then I was able to like keep going with Spanish, pushing myself and like being able to learn more like through AP.
Yeah, I just wanted to add that when it's important to have AP classes because you use skills that you haven't used in a long time. And for me, this was the first year with last year I just had regular English, and now I have AP English, which helps you build more skills, especially for writing and college applications coming up, so you can get that new vocabulary and stuff like that. It makes you look good on your applications, which is pretty useful, and that's why I took AP English in consideration. So that really helped.
Hey, Jordan, why are you a part of teamASAP?
I'm a part of teamASAP because I like the community that it kind of gives me here at Evanston. Doing these hard kind of AP classes, it's really easy to feel kind of isolated or alone, or like everyone else is succeeding and you're not. And so teamASAP is kind of a support and family that gives me a space to kind of lower my stress, talk to other students, hear that I'm not the only one who's sitting at home working hours and hours on homework. And it's also just kind of have this opportunity to do things like this and kind of influence generations to come, and hopefully give them an easier path through high school than maybe one that I had. Makes this all kind of something I'm really interested in and something I enjoy doing.
I'm mindful of the time, but I want to know if you could give one piece of advice to a student, future student taking AP. What would that piece of advice be?
Okay, well, I have a few. So I think that organization is really important because you kind of need to really balance your time wisely, and also just don't forget about your other classes because I kind of did. I was really focused on APUSH and Campus, and then I'm like, oh wait, I forgot that I had English homework for a long time. I should probably do that. So don't forget about your other classes because they count too. And just build get a study group definitely, because that really helps you with the test and gets you more involved in the class, I think, because oh look, I have somebody who can look out for me too, and yeah.
A piece of advice I would give to anyone taking AP classes is just like what Miss Ari said. Don't be afraid to ask questions, because I know personally for me and my AP classes, it's not a secret that in AP classes is majority white people. There's not many Black and Hispanics in AP classes, so often I feel not kind of isolated in a way, and it's I wouldn't ask questions for fear of people think oh my god, she's stupid, or something like that. So I would say just don't be afraid to ask those questions and actually seek the help that you need, and don't fear the opinions of others just because you don't understand or aren't working on the same level as other people, Yeah.
My advice would be to not compare yourself to others, because in my campus environment, it's always people put up a front because everyone wants to think that you're smart. So everyone in my campus classes basically just knows everything, but you don't see what happens in the background. I've seen people in class that just know everything, but then I never realized that they go to the library for hours and hours at a time. You don't see that background. You don't see how they learn all that stuff. So if you do whatever you possibly can to learn what you can learn, and don't think that person is smarter than me. You don't know how much work they're putting into it. So just don't compare yourself to others. Do the best that you can do at your level.
Also, I just wanted to highlight that a lot of these AP courses start really intense, and it's kind of a weed out process to kind of, a lot of kids are like, oh, this is a lot more than I expected, and they could drop the class or just don't do it anymore. So be aware that it is going to be a very hard start, and that's purposeful. And don't shy away from the course because of that. If you can make it through that initial kind of phase of the course, the rest of it's going to be easy, and you're also going to be really happy because you're going to realize that it's not that same kind of, that impact and like work throughout the entire course. So just don't be afraid of that initial workload and stress and all of that.
So as our panel comes to a close, I'd like to know if anyone has any final thoughts. I was encouraged by the team to ask this. They said, ask the final thought question. We'll have something for you. So I don't know. I'll leave it up to you guys. Who's the grand synthesizer on the team?
Okay, I'll go. I think, like, I've struggled with a lot of people. Like, I see so many people taking a ton of AP classes, and I feel like in order to be successful, like, I need to do that too. And I think you need to, don't take just a bunch of AP classes just for college or just for, like, do it because you want to do it. Because, or else you're gonna, like, end up being really stressed, and you're not gonna be happy with yourself, and you're gonna regret it. So do things that you want to do, and if you, like, are not interested in something, don't take the AP class, because it will be, like, it will take away time from other classes that you enjoy more.
Yeah, I think that's fantastic. And I would like to share a little bit of data, because I'm that guy. At board meetings, I normally wear a suit, and I answer questions. But to echo that, one of the great misconceptions at ETHS is that students graduate with 8 or 10 or 12 AP classes under in their academic resume. The majority of students who take AP and graduate at ETHS take 4 or fewer AP courses during their entire time at ETHS. So just a little bit of reality, statistical reality, which I think is helpful sometimes. A hand for our awesome panel.